Hello, friends. My friend all the way from Australia asked me if I could do her a quick video of my testimony how Papa God miraculously healed my broken heart and turned my scars into stars. And that's actually their topic. They're having a retreat tomorrow there in Australia. So, hello, Nancy, and hello to everybody who's listening in Australia and everybody else in the world who will eventually also hear this message. I am humbly honored and privileged and blessed to be used by the Lord and share my testimony, right? Because I know that a testimony is so important. It could literally change another person's life because it gives hope, right? To tell someone, listen, I know what you're going through. Listen, I understand. Listen, I went through there. I've been there. Listen, you could get over it. You could pass that. You could have a better life. I'm living it, friends. So here I am to share with you. So, shalom, shalom. So, friends, yes, my testimony is that my heart has been broken many, many times, friends. Many, many, many times in a lifetime, in this lifetime, friends. But this one that just recently passed was the one that I thought was going to take my life away, like literally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. I was married with that's my spouse. And to make the long story short, out of nowhere, like when you're standing on top of a rug and someone just takes a rug out of your feet and you just fall like on your face and they get all scarred up. But that's what happened to me. Out of nowhere, he told me that he wanted out. He wanted out of our marriage, and that a bunch of this other crazy, horrific stuff that I'm not even going to mention right now. It's not even worth it. All I know was that my heart was broken out of nowhere into a million quadruple pieces. A man that I thought I was going to grow old with. A man that the day before I was baking chocolate chip cookies to him. And how do you want the cookies and how you want this in my little loving. And meanwhile, I didn't know that he was back there planning the next day to be bye bye, Felicia. That's the way it is. I mean, it sounds funny, it sounds harsh. I mean, now I could probably laugh and be like, woof, thank the Lord that happened. But when that happened, friends, it was horrible. So horrible that I thought I was going to die. So horrible that I had been sober. I've been sober for 12 years. I was an alcoholic for 23 years. And for the first time in 12 years, I thought that I was going to drink because I really want to drink. So, friends, when I tell you that it was horrible, it's horrible. So, here's the good part. How did Papa God miraculously heal me? So, here we go. I'm going to give you guys these quick 7 steps, quickly and briefly, how God took me through this horrible storm and took my scars and turned them into stars. Yes, just like my beautiful earrings right here. Jesus is the star. So, okay, so just so you can know, friends, I do have an amazing, strong relationship, intimate relationship with the Lord. And for me, that was key. For me, that was like the basic of the base, right? Because having a relationship with someone, a real relationship with someone, you get to know that person, right? And I knew by then who was God. I knew the character of Jesus. I knew that Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit, was trustworthy. He was faithful. He will be my provider, that he was my helper, that he was everything. And I knew that I could count on him. I had the year before just went through breast cancer. I had lost my breast. I mean, I had gone through so many things in my life that even though this was the most horrible of them all, I knew who was Jesus. I knew who was Papa God. And he was faithful. He was trustworthy. And he was not going to let me down because thank God that I had my integrity on check, on point. Thank God that I served him, that I loved him, so I was like, God, here you go. So he took me to the first step. The Holy Spirit took me to the first step, which I did, which was choice. You see, friends, I intentionally made the choice to trust God with all my heart, to not lean on my own understanding, to trust Him regardless how it hurt, regardless how confused it was, regardless how shameful I felt, regardless how guilty I was, regardless how painful it was, regardless of anything. I decided, I made the choice to trust Him 100%, not 90, not 80, 100%, regardless of how I was feeling. Number two, I then decided to surrender. I decided to surrender completely, 101% again, not 50, not 80, 100%. I decided to surrender all my pain to Him, all my sadness, my anger, my confusion. And by the way, a disclosure, I left our home 3 days later after he told me basically that we were broken, which we were already broken, but you know what I mean, right? And I went into a little tiny studio, just the Lord and I, for those 3 months. I would work, come home, and just pray and just surrender and cry and say, I can't do this anymore, and it hurts so much, and I'm going to die. But I still choose to surrender. I still choose to trust you. I still choose to know that you have a better plan for me. And so I surrender. I let go and I let Him, regardless of what was going on. Number three, acceptance. I accepted and decided to accept that I was powerless, that I couldn't do nothing, that everything in a minute could be taken away from you in a second. A person, a job, your health, anything. We are powerless. I am powerless. And I accepted, I understood that, which I have already learned with the 12 steps of AA, right? Powerless. And I understood that. So that led me to number four, that I became detached. You see, I became detached and unbothered to anything and to people. I detached to everything because I knew the only thing I had to attach myself was to Jesus, was to God, was to His promises, to His hope. The only thing, because everything else is temporary. Everything else just leaves and will leave us whenever they want, because that's the way the world is, right? And then from there, it took me to number five. I turned my pain into gratitude. You see, instead of complaining what I didn't have, what I had lost, what I was doing, what I was feeling, I decided to turn all that pain into gratitude. So thank you for the hot water. Thank you, because I could be right now homeless because I left, friends, with zero, only with a couple of clothes behind my back. Zero, right? With no money, no place to live, nothing. I could have been on a beach right now drinking, but I had a place that I could call temporary my home for just God and I to heal. And I was grateful that I had a job, and I was grateful I had an amazing boss, and I was grateful for the little things. And I turned my pain into gratitude. Number six, then the Holy Spirit took me to start to learn to love myself and enjoy myself, my freedom, my time alone with just God in myself. And I went everywhere, and I started to date Jesus. We went to the movies, we went to trips, 1 week trips, we went to dinners, we had the most amazing time, just Jesus and I learned to finally love myself, to put God first and me second. And I learned to love myself, right? And I started doing everything in my bucket list, to the point that I even jumped off the plane. Yes, friends, I went skydiving. It was amazing. Freedom. Anyway, back to number 7, to the last one. Forgiveness, friends. I had to forgive and bless. Yes, forgive and bless. You know why? Because if we don't forgive and bless, everything that I just went through goes down to the drain. Because forgiveness and blessing is the key for everything. So even though I was still hurt, even though I still had a pain, even though I still even had anger, I chose to forgive, not to forget, to forgive and to bless. Because at the end of the day, He didn't know what He did. He didn't know who I was. If He did, He would still be with me, right, friends? So, friends, listen, to close this real quick, because I know I'm over time. I did all of this, and guess what happened at the end? Boom. God redeemed me. He restored me, friends. Yes, I met the man of my life, the man I had been praying all my life, and we just got married. Yes, friends. But not that. I am so blessed, so happy, so everything, so joyful because, again, it was a choice to trust, to surrender, to let go, to forgive, to let go of my ego, the flesh, and to live in the spirit. So, friends, there's hope. Shalom, shalom, friends. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Bye.